All right, welcome back to Flight Sim 2020 and welcome to episode 10 of the Neofly series. As you can see, we've just parked up here in the parking lot of Kilimanjaro International in Tanzania, which is our kind of hub for our operations up here. And because it's episode 10, I'm going to be launching a new route from here at Kilimanjaro in an aircraft that we have not yet flown on the channel. So we've been doing lots of new aircraft recently, but this is a little bit special. You can kind of see it through the glass there because this is definitely the biggest aircraft we've flown so far. And it is going to be launching our brand new VIP route from here. We're just going to pretend these doors are open. From here in Kilimanjaro down to the island of Zanzibar. So it's a beautiful early morning here, as you can see. And we have a bunch of VIP passengers, which we are going to be taking on the ATR Highline, which is the kind of business version of the ATR 72-600. And we're going to be taking our business class passengers, our VIPs, down to the island of Zanzibar. So I guess they've been up here on holiday visiting the Mara. Next, they are going to be heading down to continue their holiday in Zanzibar, which is a popular holiday destination as far as I know. Right. As you can see, nice kind of luxurious cabin. We've got just the 2 seats either side and all business class seats. So nice and fancy for our VIP guests. And this is the cockpit of the ATR. Now, it has been a while since I've flown the ATR. So I'm going to have to try and remember how this all works and all that good stuff. But we'll kind of figure it out as we go. About an hour and a half flight time down to Zanzibar. And the weather there, when I looked just now, was actually not great. It was actually raining here a bit earlier. So an hour and a half ago, Zanzibar was reporting IFR, rain, broken clouds at 1,000 feet, and visibility of only 8,000, but that was over an hour and a half ago, so it could very well be a lot better. If not, we'll see. If we have to, we can always come back here to Kilimanjaro. All right, so I had a little bit of an issue with the sim there, so I just had to reload the flight. So it might look slightly different in our positioning and maybe the clouds and things. But anyway, let's start getting things set up. So we'll come up here and turn on the battery. We can turn on the nav and the logo lights. And while we're here, we might as well do seat belts and all of that because we're already fueled and everything that needs to happen. Right. Okay, while those are doing the self-test, let's import our flight plan. So it's about an hour and a half flight down to Zanzibar today. Our alternate is back here at Kilimanjaro, so if we can't get in. So this report is kind of old. It's like over 2 hours old. So hopefully this has changed. If we can't get in there, we're going to have to come back in to Kilimanjaro and maybe try again later on. Right. I'm not going to start up in hotel mode like we normally would because Neofly detects that as the engine running, so you can't board the passengers once you've done that. So we're going to go on to ground power like so, and then next these should have actually been open anyway. Oh, and that should be in. Okay, I'm also going to just cheat a little bit and load our flight plan straight into the FMS so we can save a little bit of time. Right, so from here we are departing as usual, runway 9, and we're doing, it's Navax 1 Alpha, which is that one. And then when we arrive in Zanzibar, we're expecting the RNAV for runway 36. That might change depending on the weather, so we'll keep an eye on that. Right, if we go here to performance, our transition is 9,000 feet. And this, oh, we actually need to set the payload again, that's why. Right, so We're not going to do by zero fuel weight. We have a full flight of 28 VIPs, and then we'll kind of just load up as much cargo as we can to try and get as close as possible to the gross weight that we planned. Our fuel today is 2.4. Oh, it feels like it's actually getting quite windy out there now. There were some storms reported in the area here. Don't see anything near the airport just yet, so we might be okay in terms of storms for now. Right, that's set. That should give us our performance 4410, and we've got 4410 second. We're definitely not cruising at 2,900. We're going up to 17,000. We're coming back here, HTKJ, and if we do come back here, we're coming back at flight level 220. Cool. Fuel on board, that's all set. Right, that's done. Let's then come down here and start going through our checklists. Obviously, we have built-in checklists on the ATR, which is very cool. Parking brake is set. Altimeters 1014. Landing elevation. So our landing elevation today is 50 feet. So we'll dial in 100 because, well, it's actually 54. So to me, that's closer to 100 than it is to 50. So we'll go to 100. FMS is set. Fuel quantity is done. Fuel used reset. We can come over here, reset the fuel, and we can confirm our takeoff data while we're there as well. Okay, engine fuel used, done. Memo, that's fine, that's fine. All of those are okay. Power management set to take off. Right, the passengers are now on board. So let's close up. Cargo, main door, tail prop, wheel chocks, and of course we'll leave the GPU on. And then we also need to double check that this door is closed and that this light is out here, which it is. So cockpit door locking system, cool. FMS is set. Trims, we are, I think, if I remember correctly, 1.7 on the trim. It's here, 1.7 up. So we can dial that in. Okay, tail props on board, doors are closed, seat belts and beacon are on. Well, beacon is on now. While we're up here, let's turn these on, and that's all good. And we'll come up here and do fuel and stuff in a moment. In fact, we're going to do that right now. So fuel pumps can come on, and we'll check that everything is clear. That all looks good. And then we'll set this to start A and B because it's the first flight of the day. Pop this into start. Come down here. And we're watching for this to pass through 10%. And then we pop this into FTR. Okay, the other thing I probably should have done is set my transponder code. We'll leave that on standby for now. I'm going to put the weather radar into standby as well. Okay, now that that's on, we can put that into auto. And then we'll come up here and start engine 1 as well. Okay, same thing. We're looking for that 10%, which we have. Okay, and into auto. Okay, before taxi, we can check the recall. So we click that down here. That's all good. We need to turn these guys on. We'll turn taxi and takeoff lights on as well. This can now come off and we'll disconnect the GPU. Okay, so that's done. That's closed, both in auto, anti-icing as required. TRU. We will come up here and set that to on. Cool. Anti-skid test. We can press test and we get F, which I think stands for fail. And then it should pop up with N, which I believe means normal. So that's checked. Flaps now 15. Nose wheel steering is on. It's down there. Right, and now we are good to taxi. Might as well just do the taxi checklist. Okay, taxi and takeoff lights are on. Brakes check we'll do as we set off. We didn't actually set up our FGCP, which is this. So we're going up to 17,000 feet. Okay, that's done. We'll also do LNAV, and we'll do vertical speed up. We'll do 1,200, and then we'll intercept our IS speeds. So we'll probably climb out at about 170 knots. Okay, so that is done. TO config. Cool. Right, let's taxi out for runway 09. Again, very complicated taxi. I actually need my ND over here, please. It's literally just going to be straight out there. And then right on Sierra. So we're on, well, technically we're on the apron now. To our right here is Zulu, over there. So it's right on Sierra, right on Yankee, all the way down to runway 09. Nice and simple. Beautiful early morning here at Kilimanjaro, as always. Our taxi checklist has popped up again. We've done all of that. Cool. Before takeoff checklist is next. In fact, we're not going to do nav, we're going to do heading, which will sync up once we're on the runway, because our departure procedure... oh no, actually I changed it. We're actually doing the NAVAX one. Hang on. So NAVAX is literally just after departure, right turn direct to NAVAX. So we will actually then go LNAV. Okay, so after departure, it's a very kind of almost immediate right turn to direct to NAVAX. Very simple, we're climbing all the way up to 17,000. Okay, gust lock. Check our flight controls. Checked. Okay, flight controls are checked. We can turn the transponder on now. Boost function as required. Don't actually know what that is. Airflow on normal, it is. landing lights and strobes we can now turn on, which didn't seem to work on my HOTAS. That's interesting. Okay, I must check those bindings. Okay, airflow is done, cabin crew notified, engine bleed is on, exterior lights are set, natural FD bar. Put the parking brake on, sync up the heading. We're on heading select, LNAV, that's cool. The center. Right, that's before takeoff done. Cool, we are good to go. Let's release the parking brake. And we'll advance our throttles until we see that notch indication over there. Okay, we can actually go autopilot on. Right, let's go IAS and we'll dial that up to 170. Okay, flaps can come up.
Don't sink.
Okay, power management over to climb, which will be a big difference in noise. Right, but we are now powering our way out of Kilimanjaro. Let's come down here. Landing gears up, flap zero. Power set to climb, engine bleeds are on, and those guys we can now turn off. Okay, so that's done. Altimeters we will set standard at 9,000 feet is our transition. Okay, still no updated meta for Zanzibar. Let's see if this one's updated. It's still the same. Let me have a look and see if I can get any other information. This mentor that I have is the same one. So that's the kind of the best guess that we got. So we're gonna have to see if it's still storming in Zanzibar when we get there. up here at Kilimanjaro, it's a beautiful day to fly. Nice early morning. And there are some clouds around. You can see also, it's like more out that way and over there. I mean, from Nevax, it's pretty much a straight line from where we are to Zanzibar. So we're kind of going to be going over there. Okay, coming up to 9,000 feet. So we can go ahead and set standard, and we can complete that checklist as well. One thing that's cool about the ATR is, while it is a manual throttle, in that it doesn't have an auto throttle, setting this power management into the right position, you kind of just leave the throttle in that notch for the entire flight, or at least until we start descent. Okay, landing lights can come off. The rest of this is fine. Seatbelts can also come off. Ooh, I definitely should have dialed this back up there. So it doesn't take anywhere near as much throttle management as something like the CRJ or the BAE 146 as an example. Alright, I'm going to keep checking on that weather. Hopefully we can get an update. Because I mean, if we had a recent METAR saying, you know, storming, and they're not predicting much of a change, we probably would have stayed behind. I mean, that last report says ceiling at 1,000 feet. I wonder what the minimums are for that approach. Let's have a look. It's got to be less than 1,000. It's an RNAV approach, so not ILS for 3.6. It's an ILS for 1.8. But the minimums are, okay, 320 feet barrow, so at 1,000 foot ceiling we'd be fine. Right, coming through 12,000 feet now. A little bit of bouncing around, but nothing uncomfortable. Right, in terms of weather along the route, let's see what Navigraph has to say. So we're cruising at 170. Navigraph is reporting icing all along our route. Moderate icing all along this route at 170. Interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. I mean, we're only at 13,500. So we'll have to see. I don't know. I mean, it says literally now. Well, okay, let's check. That's at flight of 170. 14,000 feet, nothing reported until about 17,000. So as we climb up, maybe we'll keep an eye for any ice warnings. I mean, there isn't really any moisture in the air here. Okay, I suppose there is a little bit. But it does not look like icing conditions to me. If we look at our temperatures, 7 degrees, and we still got a good 2,500 feet to go. Yeah, okay, maybe. Right, let's look at turbulence. Nothing reported at 17,000 feet. Okay, quite a bit of cloud reported towards Zanzibar, but mostly south of Zanzibar. Visibility is all good. Let's see for Zanzibar, low clouds. Yeah, low clouds reported pretty low. I'd say less than 600 feet, covering the entire island. Middle clouds as well, up to about 18,000 feet. We have a whole bunch of convective clouds just to the south of Zanzibar, kind of just touching the south side of the airport. So we might, to me, that looks like the storm has kind of passed over. There's a couple other storms to the west of our route, so we should be fine, but possibly those could interfere with us as we get closer to Zanzibar. So obviously, got the weather radar on and all of that, and we'll keep an eye out for that. If we look out that way, can we see any like big storm clouds? Not really. Okay, that sound means we have 1,000 feet to our cruise altitude. Definitely some cloud cover up ahead. Right, there is our cruise altitude. We'll pop this into cruise power. And then I think what I'll do is leave you with a bit of a time lapse, and I'll see you again when it's time to prep for our descent. So just to check here, we zoom out a bit. Top of descent is just before Akpol. So probably just after Geren we would start prepping, so I will see you then. Okay, so we're coming up to our top of descent in a little bit. By all accounts that I can find, it appears that it is raining. in Zanzibar. We can definitely see there's quite a bit of cloud cover. That looks like rain over there. That possibly has rain underneath it over there. Was that lightning that I just saw? Maybe. We're going over there. So yeah, this looks like the storm that's possibly moved through here. But it could be kind of rainy down there, so we'll see as we go. Okay, we're going to stick with the RNAV 3.6. If we feel like the wind isn't working, we'll go around and switch to 1.8. So on the RNAV, we intercept at 2,000 feet. So we want to be 2,000 feet at ZA601. Do we even have that in our flight plan? Yes, we do. What I'm going to do, though, is grab ZA601. Oh, no, we're going to do this. Clear that. And clear this. Like so. The top of the descent is actually going to move quite far away now. Cool, that's fine, because we're going overhead, which will actually give us a bit of a chance to check out the weather over the airport as well, so that's actually kind of nice. We need to be at 2,000 feet at ZA601. Does it have that? No, how do I... Oh, it's probably here. Cross, no. So we want to be 2,000. Oh, it's above 2,000. It's already in there. Genius. Cool. Then ZA602. That's at 2,000. Okay, that's actually perfect. Then our minimums is 320 feet. So we can come down here and dial this to 320. Okay, this is going to take a while. Oh, this is DH, so that's 276 actually. So DA is 320. So decision altitude, we're doing decision height, 276. Right, so that is set. We're going to go into a bit of cloud here in a bit. That's fine. Okay, then ground speed. So we're probably going to be somewhere between 140 and 160 knots ground speed coming in, which puts us at a descent angle of... Yeah, we might even go down to 120 knots ground speed. I'm not actually sure. So 120 knots puts us at 640, 140, 600, 740, 160, 850. Right, missed approach. Straight ahead to 3,000. Right turn, direct to Ubvez, which is in, and we would hold there. Perfect. Right, not too long to go now till top of descent. Transition altitude 4,000 feet. that looks like that could be kind of nasty over there. There's nothing kind of bubbling over the airport. See, it's all kind of moved out into the ocean already by the looks of things. So, by all indications, I think we should actually be fine. Yeah, we can dial this down then. And we'll take it down to our minimums. So minimums of 276, well, barrow minimums 320, so we'll dial it down to 400. Like so. And then we'll just get onto the VNav path, manage our Okay, if we do have to go around, it's takeoff power, flaps up 1 notch, positive rates, gear up, flaps up, and then we'll fly straight ahead. So that'll be heading 365. So we should dial that in. We can actually do that now. Wait, 365? It's 356. I'm gonna say 365 is 5. 356. And then, so we fly that to 3,000 feet and right turn direct to Airbus. In all honesty, we could probably just go into nav, because we're going to stay on nav mode, on FMS mode for the RNAV anyway. So we could just stay on that nav mode and it'll follow that anyway because it's programmed into the FMC. Yeah, pretty nasty. Low clouds with some rain out that way by the looks of things. And here it's kind of all moved over the airport. So yeah, little towers of rain out that way. The airport's kind of on the other end there, so maybe some weather to deal with on the approach. Right, we're coming up to top of descent, so we're keeping an eye out for that vertical deviation indicator. There we go. Want to see, we can't do IAS and VNav. If we put this into auto, it wants us at 220, that's actually fine. because that's following the restrictions on the arrival. Of course, we'll manage the throttle to keep that speed. Right, there we go. Ah, 210's okay. Probably going to pick up a little bit of speed as we go. Okay, descent checklist. We do recall. Landing elevation is set. FMS is all set. Decision height is set. Arrival briefing is complete. That looks like some rain out that way. And some more possibly out that way. It's that low cloud though. Rain is not that big a deal. Like if we're underneath that cloud in some rain, no stress, but that low cloud out there, that could have meant that we didn't make it into the airport. So far, so good. Is that rain there or just clouds? I think it's just clouds. That looks like rain there. Yeah, it's actually just a bit easier to see because we've got the glare. How do we turn on the lights up here? Is it also down here somewhere? Oh yeah, literally right here. Cool. Just a bit easier to read. Does kind of look like rain actually. Okay, there's the runway over there. We're going to fly directly overhead. And then I'm quite interested to see how the aircraft deals with this 180-degree turn. I think what we want to do is slow down before we make that turn to give the aircraft the best possible chance. So once we actually overhead the airport, we'll start slowing down quite a bit. We'll actually see what the FMS speed does as we go as well. probably should have done is taken one of the approaches with the transitions out to the left or the right. It made this turn easier. And I'm slowing down because our FMS speed has gone back to 170. Right, we're through 10,000 feet, so we can turn all of these back on, seatbelts as well. Then that's done, that's done. Altimeter is only at 4,000 feet. Cabin altitude. 1,100, that's fine. Possibly a few showers over the airport, but nothing in terms of weather that looks like it's gonna mess things up for us. I'm trying to remember where this click spot is. Let's just do this. I think we're going to be fine on this turn, simply because this procedure takes us so far away from the airport, which gives our aircraft plenty of time to line back up on that course once we've turned around. Kind of rainy. You can see the rainbows as well. It's possibly some scattered showers out this way. Nothing too concerning. Right, how far are we? No, neither of those views are what I wanted. That's what I wanted. 4.5 miles until we turn around. Right, so that was pretty chilled. Just need to come right a little bit to get back onto the course once we get to that waypoint there. Quite far to the right. Still want to see what it does here. Okay, we should also probably start getting ready to land. I'll turn those on. Go flaps 15 now. Okay. I'm going to take control here because we need to go this way. Yeah, so because of the turn, it looks like we missed that waypoint. Okay, there it's just clicked over now. So it probably would have sorted itself out at this point. Flip this over to takeoff. Let's get the gear out. And flaps full. It is actually kind of windy and kind of bumpy. The wind is coming from in front of us, so at least we're on the correct runway. A little bit of wind from the left, not a huge amount. Most of it is hitting us head on.
500.
Yeah, we didn't actually finish the checklists, but it's fine. Gears down, flaps are down.
Approaching decision height.
And power's in takeoff,
Decision
so
height.
we've got everything that we need for a go around.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Smooth one. That's what people pay for.
Quite happy to roll on a bit here because we're going all the way down to the end, but we should probably take this exit. Right, welcome to Zanzibar. Luckily, for our VIP's holiday, the weather is actually kind of nice. Okay, get the flaps up, get the landing lights, and strobes on. Okay, transponder to standby, and weather radar to standby as well. Right, we're going all the way down to the end where the VIP section is, and there's like a hotel out there as well, I think. About an hour's flight time, pretty good. Very cool looking airports. So these are all the, well, actually behind us now are all the commercial gates. There's some smaller gates along here. We are going all the way to the end here. That white building up ahead, there is the hotel, I believe. Because we're a VIP flight and we're special, we're gonna do this. Park like that so that our passengers can walk straight off to their transport that is waiting for them. Right, we're not going to go onto ground power or anything like that. We're just going to shut down because we're done for now. Okay, we can turn off the fuel pumps. We'll turn off the beacon light and the seatbelt sign. These can come off, so can that, so can that. And this guy should be off as well. Disarm off and dim. And we can turn off the nav lights, because we're going to switch off the battery in just a second once our passengers are off. Right, there we go. We can actually leave this closed. Right. Welcome to Zanzibar. with the fantastic ATR Highline. Oh, there's like a invisible door there, or wall, I suppose. No, it's a door because we can get through it. Right, let's head down to the end here. Oh, VIP's left it pretty neat. Right, so there we go. All safely arrived in Zanzibar. I'm going to take a walk down the side to the hotel, see if I can get some breakfast, and basically we're going to chill here. The ATR is going to stay here for the rest of the day, and we'll be taking these VIP passengers back to Kilimanjaro later this afternoon once they're done with whatever activities they have planned for the day here at Kilimanjaro. So we'll be operating that flight as well. So while I'm walking over to the hotel here, I'm still not sure if I should do airline flights as part of this series, because the Neofly series has pretty much been about I don't want to say general aviation, but the smaller aircraft, kind of like charter operations, you know, the Kodiak and the PC-12 and that kind of thing. Whereas if we start flying airliners, even the ATR starts getting into just my normal videos where we do one flight like this from point to point, and that's it for the flight, because there's a lot of preparation that takes place. The flights are quite a bit longer. Whereas if we're jumping in the Kodiak or one of the helicopters or something, we can do the 3 or 4 flights in an episode. So, I don't know. I'll see, because I definitely want to get into airline operations as part of Neofly, because it makes great money for the company as well. But might just run those as normal flights outside of the Neofly series and keep this series for the smaller aircraft, where we can have a bit more fun doing charter operations. But we'll see how it goes. So next, what I want to do is, there's 3 new places where I want to set up little route networks, exactly like what I've done here in Namara. And we shall see. Possibly the next episode we might get started on that. It depends though. I need a specific aircraft. So the 3rd place is going to take a long time before we get to that, because I need a very expensive aircraft to get into that. But maybe in episode 11 we might start on our journey with one of the places. Okay, this looks like the hotel. I don't see a door though. So yeah, stay tuned for episode 11. We'll see. Maybe if I've got enough cash, we'll do it that one. Otherwise, it'll be in episode 12. But we're going to head inside here, see if we can get something to eat. And then I will join you later when it's time to head back to Kilimanjaro. All right, so we spent the day kind of relaxing, doing a bit of admin work and stuff here at the airport in Zanzibar. It is now late afternoon. As you can see, the sun is setting. And our VIPs are now done. They are back here at the airport and just going through checking in and all of that kind of stuff. Actually, I don't know what process the VIPs have to go through. But anyway, they'll be arriving at the aircraft in a few minutes. So we are going to make our way over to the ATR, jump aboard, get everything fired up, ready for the passengers to board, and then shoot off back to Kilimanjaro, where they will be staying tonight. So that's the plan. It is a beautiful evening here in Zanzibar. All of the clouds and everything that we had this morning have passed. I'm not sure about going back to Kilimanjaro. I'll check the weather now once we get aboard. But here it's been a gorgeous day. So hopefully our VIPs all had a good time. We'll see what our dispatcher has to say this time when they get aboard. Right, so let's jump aboard the aircraft here, and then we'll obviously leave it open for now, and I won't make you watch me walk all the way down the cabin. We can just fly up to the front. Okay, let's get it switched on. So battery can come on. Screens should do self-test. Nice. We'll take external power, and nav and logo lights we can turn on. All of these lights can come on as well. And I think that's it for now. Let's come back here, import our flight plan from Simbrief. Right, let's see. So here, like I said, it's hot-ish. I mean, it's late afternoon. And it's 26 degrees. A few clouds at 1400. Really? Okay, out that way it's very clouds. Right, we'll load our flight plan from here just to save a bit of time. But let's go to our payload. So again, we've got the same payload going back. So we're full up. And our fuel today is 3,100. Cool, double check that the fuel there is correct. Right, then I think we can come down here and just get all of this set up correctly, but we should probably have our passengers start boarding so long. So we'll do that quick. Interesting. Okay. Right, so someone's gonna have a meeting, so we're not allowed to bank too much. That's a new one. All right, departure today. Let's come down here, and we are doing runway 36. And that's it, no procedure, which is correct. And nice short route today in terms of typing it out. But that's not the one we want. We want this one. We're going into, who would have thought, runway 9. And do we have an arrival? No. Okay, so that's cool. We'll do some vectors. No worries. Transition altitude. So that's going to come very quickly. Those V speeds are set. Let's come here and just double check. 6610. 6610. Nice. Okay, we're definitely not cruising at 100 feet. I don't know why it doesn't pull this correctly. We're cruising at 16,000. Alternate, we're coming back here. We have to at 21,000. But I need to put this back in first. ZA. And we're coming back at 21,000. Cool. Right, passengers are boarded. So, I mean, we're pretty much ready to go at this point. Let's not disconnect the ground power. That's a bad idea. We can get all that on board and then get ready to start engines. So let's come down here and go through our checklist again. Okay, parking brake is set. Altimeters, 1011. Landing elevation we need to set. So let's double check what that is quickly. Landing at Kilimanjaro 2,936. Oh wow, so it actually did pull it correctly. I don't know why it doesn't just display it. But it's pulled it obviously correctly from the FMS, so that's good. So it is working, it just, yeah, it should just give you the value there. I like to see it. It means I can always glance down there when we go through the other checklists. Okay, that's it. We've done the FMS, we've checked our fuel, reset the fuel used, and confirm our takeoff data. Done. Memo, those things all are appropriate, and takeoff power is set. Right, now we need to just close our door, because I think I left that open. Close this door over here as well. Cool. That's closed. Check that that light is out. Okay, FMS is done. Trims. What is our trim today? 1.7. So, this obviously didn't work, because it should put that little purple thing there. Cool. I don't know, maybe I just misclicked or something. Right, 1.7. Set, tail props in, doors closed, seatbelts, and beacon we can turn on now. Right, then these can come on, that can come on, and these can come on now too. And the rest is fine. This one we're going to go to. Today is an odd number, so we'll do... no, we'll do 8. Okay, before we do that, let's come down here and set our cruise altitude of 16,000. Okay, that's set. We will then go IAS mode. I'm going to put this into FMS speed now, so it'll pull a speed from the FMS for us. And we'll go into heading mode because we don't have a departure, so we shall get vectors. Vectors? Vectors. Okay, that's all good. I think we are ready to start up our engines, so just double check that everything is clear. Sun is setting, so we're probably going to be landing at Kilimanjaro in the dark. Let's go and start up engine 2. Wait for that 10%. So, and into FTR. Yeah, let's see if we can check. Is it actually spinning? Yes, it is, which it should be, because we're not doing hotel mode, because Neofly doesn't like it. Right, now that that's stable, we can pop that into auto, and then we'll come up here and start engine 1. Right, there's 10%. Okay, we can get rid of that. Right, all of those errors that we're getting is because the engines are not spooled up yet. Well, at least engine 1 is. So we'll wait for engine 1 to stabilize, and then all of this should go away. Right, so all of those warnings are now gone. Engines are nice and stable. This is all set. This we can set back. That's all gone off again. Oh, it's because I throttled back. Yeah, okay, we bring the throttles up a little bit. And that provides us with enough hydraulic power. That's interesting. Also, I forgot to turn on the fuel pumps, so how the engines are actually running is anyone's guess. Okay, let's turn on the taxi and takeoff lights. And we need to turn this guy on. Then I think we are good. So, recall. Checked, which it will be because we didn't clear anything. Okay, cockpit hatches closed. That's this little door over here. So it, you can pass messages to the ground crew through this little hatch. Kind of cool. Because obviously the door is all the way at the back. Okay, both condition levers auto. Anti-ice is set. That's on. Anti-skid test we will do. Flaps now 15. Nose wheel steering is on. Cool, anti-skid normal. Right, clear left, and we are clear on the right, so we can go ahead and taxi. So obviously we are doing runway 36. So let's actually just brief our taxi quickly. It's going to be very simple. Right, so we're going to turn right. We're going to go out that way. And then straight down, straight across the apron. And then we want to turn right on Romeo. So we're going down this way. Well, actually, this is Romeo. We're turning... That doesn't make sense. How can we be turning right? That's left. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, figured it out. We're turning left on Yankee. So down Romeo, left on Yankee, Victor, onto the runway, and then we'll take the first little turnaround point on the runway. So hopefully that made sense. I've got it. I know what I'm doing. Right, taxi checklist. Taxi and takeoff lights, brakes checked. FGCP set. Takeoff config test. Oh, we have to go around here. Cool, that's tested. Let's get our ND. Other thing we need to do it's the wrong keypad. Yeah, we'll turn that on just now. Let's get our weather radar on. Okay, takeoff brief is complete. Gust lock we can now turn on. And once we come around the turn here, just check that everything is free and clear. Okay, so the best part of this whole thing is the reason why I was so confused with the taxi route is because I'm looking at Kilimanjaro's taxi charts. Not. Okay, that's better. So funny enough, both of those, no, they weren't. This one was Romeo. At Kilimanjaro, Kilimanjaro, it's Romeo. We actually went on Bravo and now on Alpha. We're not gonna backtrack and do the turnaround thing because we're almost at the end of the runway. That's why when I saw the touchdown zone, it's like there's no ways we've got that much room left. So that is a bit of a mistake. Hey, it's the end of the day, getting tired, things happen. Okay, flight controls check. We need to just double check that everything is free. Very nice. Okay, transponder we can now turn on. Let's not have that on. Boost function, I still don't actually know what that is. Airflow is set to normal. That's up here. So that's high, that's normal. Cabin crew advised, engine bleed is on. Exterior lights set. This we will check once we get onto the runway and it's set. Okay, once we line up, we just need to synchronize our heading. And then we are good to go. Definitely going to be landing at Kilimanjaro in the dark at this rate. That's fine. Hopefully our VIPs had a great day. Okay, let's advance the throttle to the notch position. and up we go. Okay, gear can come up. Didn't synchronize the heading. Oops. I literally said it as we turned onto the runway. A little bit bouncy. Let's get the autopilot on. Oh, okay, autopilot doesn't want to engage. Right, there we go. So we're going to pick up some speed now and follow that heading. And I know they don't want us to bank, but we kind of have to. Flaps can come up now. Okay, climbing out at 170, which is perfect. And we'll go to 15 degrees. What a beautiful evening here on the island of Zanzibar. Okay, coming through 3,000 feet. After takeoff checklist, let's put this into climb now. Landing gears up, flaps 0, power climb, engine bleeds are on, taxi and takeoff lights will turn off now, and altimeters we will go standard in a couple of hundred minutes. Okay, this is set to FMS, so we can go to nav once we get close to our GPS course. We're past 4,000 feet, so let's come down here and set standard. A little bit of cloud out there, but nothing that's going to bother us. Right, altimeters are set. That's our after takeoff checklist complete. Right, what do we have in terms of light? That did literally nothing. That's interesting. These lights are on. Oh, there we have a floodlight down here. But this dome light doesn't appear to do anything. And the storm light, same. Brilliant. Let's bring this round a bit. Okay, coming up to 7,000 feet. Okay, we're coming up to our course now. And just passed through 8,000 feet as well. So let's go nav. And we'll intercept that course and we're going to turn out to our left. Short. Right, let's see, weather. Oh, interesting. Okay, so weather at Kilimanjaro. Okay, it's 2 hours ago, the METAR. But 2 hours ago was reporting marginal VFR. That's the same METAR that we had earlier, so marginal VFR with clouds at 2,600. Okay, we should be coming up to 10,000 feet where we can turn off landing lights and seatbelt signs. Right, there's 10,000. So landing lights off, seatbelt signs off. Just passing through 11,000 feet, and we are pretty much leaving the island of Zanzibar around now. Just see the airport behind us off to our left. Sun is setting just ahead and to the left, and we're passing through 11,500 feet. Okay, again expecting about an hour and a half. Let's see what time it says we should get there. Oh, we might as well clear this up while we're here. Get rid of those. Go to progress. ETA 1710. And we are currently 1553, so basically 1600, so an hour and 20 minutes. And we've been flying for 9 minutes, so an hour and a half is pretty much spot on. Way less cloud than what we had coming in here. Yeah, there's 13,000. We're holding speed nicely. We're climbing at about just under 1,000 feet a minute. It's a little bumpy, but again, nothing that's going to bother our passenger during the meeting. I think I may have just spotted a bug, or at least an issue. We appear to not be using any fuel. I mean, we've been running for at least 15 minutes. And we're still full up. It says we've only used 100 kgs either side. That can't be right. Fuel flow says 11.2 kgs per minute. That's both. So, is it only 11.2? So let's say we've been flying for 15 minutes. That's 168 kgs, which is less than the 200 that it's showing. Can't be right. We can't have only used... I want to see if that actually ticks over. Yeah, it did. Okay, so it is working. We just used that little fuel. If we're burning so slowly, how on earth are we going to burn 3 tons? Okay, so let's just take 11 and times that by 90 minutes. That's only obviously 990. That's less than a ton, and we've got 3 tons. Because our alternate is coming all the way back. So if we say we're going to burn a ton in flight, we have to have another ton to be able to come back, plus extra on top. So let's actually look at our flight plan and see. We're coming up to 16,000 now. What did it say we would burn on the trip? 733. Okay, so we've got 733 for the flight there, 711 for diversion, and then there's contingency 180 kgs, reserve 411, 163 for tax. That is way overstated. We're only going to burn 700 all the way to Kilimanjaro, but we've taken 160 kgs of fuel for taxiing literally for like a minute. Right, into cruise power. And there we are at our cruise altitude, powering our way out to Kilimanjaro. We'll speed up now. We should also be burning a bit less fuel. Back to 11.1. Interesting. It was down to 10. Anyway, I will leave you for a little bit and do a bit of a time lapse once again and join you when it's time for us to descend. Before we cut away, let's obviously just check where our top of descent is. It's right before Kilimanjaro. So I always do this. So it's basically before we get onto the ILS. Right, so I'll see you in a bit. Alright, as you can see, fully dark now. And we're about coming up to our top of descent. A little bit of cloud out there that we can see. Sun is all but set. What is causing this reflection on this on the window here? What is that light out there? See, it's on this side too. Let's go outside. There's no lights out here. I can see. There's something there. I wonder what that is. Interesting. Okay. We don't really need to do anything just yet, actually. Besides just kind of briefing our arrival. So, just want to check that this is all set correctly. So from Ubtol, we join onto ILS 9. Perfect. We are going to join the ILS at 6,100 feet. So let's do some scrolling simulator. Okay, down to 6.1. And then it is 110.9, 88 degrees. So into nav. Oh wow. It's 118.9. Why does it go? Oh, I think I need to actually do the 90. 118.90. Enter. Is it because it's on auto tune? It's because our radios don't go to 118 and the actual frequency is 110. I just can't read and now I'm not clicking. Okay, this is going great. Right, flip that over. Of course we will set later. In fact, it'll probably just set it for us. Cool. Then we just look for our vertical what is it called now? The deviation indicator, so we can see our vertical path. Right, very simple. By now, because of the Neofly series, I'm very familiar with Kilimanjaro, although I didn't notice that I was looking at Kilimanjaro earlier instead of Zanzibar. But we're going to slow down pretty quickly and hopefully take Whiskey or Victor and then into our normal stand on the apron, basically where we left from this morning. Yeah, nice and simple. I want to see, this still doesn't appear to do anything. That's the standby compass light. Oh, that's done something. Storm light off. So what does the dome light do? It's doing that light. Oh, it's just doing light at the back. It does pretty much nothing. Storm light does that. This floodlight is all here at the back. So it's a bit weird that there's no like floodlight for this area as far as I can tell. No lights underneath here. This is the standby compass. What's this? Doesn't do anything. Console light. Oh, that's just that side. Reading light is over there. assuming we have the same thing here somewhere. Is it this? Yeah, captain's reading lights. And console lights. Okay. Right, there is our vertical deviation, so we're coming up to our top of descent now. Possibly going through a little bit of weather. There's definitely more clouds scattered around here than we had on the other side. But it doesn't look... I mean, we can see the lights of the city even, so it should be fine. It just might get a little bit bumpy. So if it feels like we're going to go into the clouds, I'm going to put the seatbelt signs on a little early if needed. Right, here comes the top of descent. Let's go into the nav path. Right, and there we go. We will start backing off the power just to manage our speed as we make our way into Kilimanjaro. Okay, descent checklist recall. Checked. Landing elevation set. FMS we've checked. Decision height we haven't done. So our decision height today is decision height 200 feet. So we can do some more scrolling again. Decision height is set and arrival briefing we have done. Okay, seatbelts will turn on a bit later. Let's double check if we've got any updated weather. No, still the same one. Okay, that seems to be par for the course flying up here. Okay, transition altitude this side is 9,000 feet. Is there any way for me to put that in here? Yes. Or not? Alright, okay. Never mind. If I go... Oh, here I can put it in. Yes. Okay, cool. Okay, QNH 1013. That's probably just reading our current QNH, I believe. Coming in quite fast here. I mean, we'll basically just have to go off of this, which is 1016. So that must be the town of Arusha. That's down there. And there's the runway there. We're going to go through this patch of cloud. Let's get the seatbelt signs on. And we're 10,800 now, so we might as well do all of these lights while we're here. Okay, seatbelts on, landing lights on, altimeters. Might as well set that now as well, so we're coming up. So what did I say? 1016. Cool. Cabin altitude is this side. But we need to do this. Yeah, that looks good. Right, so that's done. Why did ultimate is not work? Doesn't seem to care. Cabin crew advised landing gear also down in a bit. Right, are we in that cloud? It's just in front of us. Yeah, now we're properly inside the clouds. That looks interesting. Okay, let's go flaps 1. Let's arm our approach. Okay, I don't want to deal with that, so we're going to go into heading mode, flip this over, and then go approach so we can intercept the localizer and the glide slope rather than whatever is going on here. Okay, we are very much above the glide slope, which is not good. And we appear to be out of the clouds now. I was going to say in the clouds. Now I think we are through that. Okay, I'm going to go into vertical speed. And let's bump it down a little bit so that we can kind of catch up here a bit. Wow, we are very high. Let's get the gear out. That's not what we need right now, but I think it's going to go away shortly. Okay, I'm going to bring this down because we're not going to intercept by 6,100. Okay, landing it down 3 green. Let's go flaps full now. We're right on the limit. Set this to takeoff. TLU low speed. Icing is fine. Exterior lights are set. Okay, missed approach. Straight ahead to 6,500 and then right hand turn to KB at 9,000 feet. Just about coming up to the ILS. I'm going to take control here. It is quite hazy here. Actually, haven't really had it like this before when landing at Kilimanjaro. We've obviously had rain and storms and things. This is just like kind of fog. Just a little bit hazy, I guess. We can see through it fine. touch down nice and short if we can. So we don't have to turn around on the runway. We can just take Whiskey or Victor.
500. Approaching decision height. Decision height.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Right, we made the first taxiway. I think this is Whiskey. Yes. Okay, so we exit on Whiskey, left on Victor, left on Yankee, all the way down to our normal parking bay. Let's flaps up while we're here. And we can also do this. Transponder standby, weather radar standby. Okay, strobes and landing lights. Okay, so we're now on Victor. We then go left on Yankee and Sierra onto the apron. Okay, radar standby, flight controls. We can put in the Gustler. Flaps up, trims not quite reset. Now they are reset. Landing strobe lights are off. Anti-ice is set. Probes and TRU. These guys too. Alright, welcome back to Kilimanjaro. This is Romeo Taxiway. Taking the next one, which is Sierra. Is there a fuel truck in the middle of Taxiway Sierra? Because it looks like there is. Yep. There it is. We almost went a whole video without some random vehicle driving through us. But it's happening now. Oh, he's setting off? No, he's confused. Hello, sir. Right, that happened. Okay, that's our VIP building, or the building that we process our passengers through. So we're gonna go and park up in front of that like we were this morning. Okay, let's turn the taxi lights off. Was it a little bit of an abrupt stop? Okay, that's all fine. That's all fine. That's off. Those are off. Right, we can turn that off now. Then we can come down here. Okay, what I do want is the ground power, just so that we don't lose everything until we're done. Which we did. Brilliant. So I didn't turn this on. Okay, in fact, to be honest, we're just going to shut down. Right, we can turn those off. That's off, that's off, that's off. That can come off. And disarm. Okay, we can even turn the nav lights off now. Obviously, these should be open. We don't actually need the ground power because we're not using it. And our passengers are off. So technically, we would close everything up. Let's do that. We'll leave the box in though. And we'll... I don't think you would leave this in. I don't know, actually. Right. Light is very bright. Okay, but there we are, safely parked up at Kilimanjaro after a full day's rotation out from here to Zanzibar and back again in the ATR. The ATR is going to continue to run this route. It's just not going to be me flying it. It'll be one of our hired pilots. So in the next episode, we will be back in something probably a bit smaller. But we'll see what happens. If you made it all the way to this part of the video, thank you so much for watching. If you do want to follow along with the Neofly series, you know what to do down below, and I'll see you in the next video.